So that first one, even though it's x to the fourth, right, it looks a lot like what we've been doing, yeah? So we got to multiply to 16 and add to negative 17, right? And it's negative 1 and negative 16. Now, it can't be x, right? Because if it was x minus 1 and x minus 16, when I did x times x, would I get x to the fourth? So what has to be here? 2 and 2. Now, a lot of you are going to stop there, but should you? What do you see there and there? They're squareds, aren't they? What do you see there and there? They're squareds, aren't they? So this is really x plus 1, x minus 1, x plus 4, x minus 4. And now it's done. Because 16 and 1, right? I bet that almost all of you got to here, but then just because it's you factored once, you think you're done, right? Be careful. Pay attention to that. Then this is multiply to negative 30, add to 7. It is, of course, 10 minus 3. That is, of course, you take out a 10. That, of course, we bring out a 6. Now, can I go further there? Yes or no? No. 2 is not a perfect square, so we stop there. I love asking yes/no questions of grade 10 students. Yes, no, no, yes, no, yeah, yes, no. Ha, 7-Eleven. And there's the first 6. Everybody should be feeling pretty good. What did you have to do with number 8 before you could carry onward? You had to get out that 4. Yo. You took out a 4. And then you got... Where?
On number 8, we have...
I took out a 4. 4x squared divided by 4 is... minus 12. So I need to multiply to negative 12 and add to negative 1.
1 sec, I'm figuring it out.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm Mr. Myers.
Mr. Myers.
Mr. Hirschman is taller, skinnier, younger.
Where does number 8?
I am shorter, fatter, older, and funnier, I'd like to think. But
Wait, I'm figuring it out.
I'll just do the next one while you figure that out.
Okay, wait. Wait. Can you go for a second? Oh, okay.
I, unlike you people, finish a job when I start it. I have an attention span that allows me to continue working at something, even when stuff is going on around me.
Yeah, I don't. Unless I'm at like actual work, then I can.
Something about
All right. 17, 16, 17, and 18. What do you notice in 16? One of the 30 brains in here sees something weird in 16. I think so. I think what an anonymous person in this class just gestured at me was that this in the brackets is the same as this in the brackets. Oh, I saw brackets equals brackets. Oh, you meant divide. Brackets divide by brackets. Because you went brackets over brackets. So, the x plus 3 is the greatest common factor, so it goes to the front. Cancel, cancel. 2. Cancel, cancel. Minus 3y. What does that tell us about 17? He waited patiently. It's the same thing. 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1 goes first. Cancel, cancel. 6x. Cancel, cancel. Plus 4. Is it done? No. What do you see there and there? They're not squares. You can't tell me anything. If I gave you just this question and said factor it, you couldn't do it? What would you do with just that? You would take out a 2. So why wouldn't you take out a 2 of there? And then where does that GCF go? If this wasn't here, where would you put that 2? Right there. And this would become what? 3x plus 2. But you also have a 2x minus 1 that was already there from the first one. So that is done. Now, 18 because we have just enough time left in class to actually explain it. What looks like it should work in 18? What do you see? Garcil? Pardon me? You see this, right? But are they quite the same? No, they're not. If they looked the same, we could do what we did in 16 and 17, yes? What would happen if I divided this by -1? Is -1 a factor of everything? Sure it is, right? So if I brought a -1 out front, what would -1 do to the x that is already there? So I would have 3x minus 1 minus x. What is -x divided by -1? -x divided by -1. Positive 1? Positive x. What is positive 1 divided by -1? -1. Now what do you see? Now they're the same, so I can take them out. X minus 1, cancel, cancel. 3, cancel, minus x. And that is now, that is now done. You have no math homework. Tomorrow we will be doing page 70 and the next lesson. Now listen to me closely, please, ladies and gentlemen, as you pack up and tune out everything I am saying. If you are still having trouble right now, tomorrow's work is going to punch you in the throat, and then when you're lying on the ground crying, it's going to stomp on your head. You have to be able to do this to go on. So those of you that have been taking the class lightly or not actually trying this, waiting till I write down the right answers and copying them, thinking that that will miraculously teach you how to do it, you are going to be in an uncomfortable mathematical situation over the next few days. Okay?
Is that also